what's going on, y'all? Welcome to Meat Cranium Barbecue and Review. Today I'm going to be doing a revision on my mod I did for the Oklahoma Joe Bronco. I went ahead and evidently this one's kind of like a galvanized type metal, and if you get it to like a certain temperature, which I did not when I did a test, I did not get it to a certain temperature, and also a galvanized metal could be toxic if you get to a certain like temp. I never got it to that temp, and also if it starts emitting like a yellowish type smoke, then that means it's toxic. So what I did is I went ahead and I ordered a, this is a 304 stainless steel pail. Pretty freaking thick metal on the bottom, which I really like because that's where the coals are gonna go. It's a little bit thinner around here, but this should work just fine. It's got the handle to pick it up with a hook, and also it comes with a nice warning label right here. Don't let your babies fall into a bucket. So evidently a baby fell into a bucket, that's why they have the warning label. So anyhow, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna be using a Milwaukee step drill bit to make the holes into the pail. And gonna go ahead, I'm also gonna be doing a cook on this today. I'm gonna be going live a little bit later whenever I put the ribs inside of the Bronco. So all this right here is gonna be inside the video. Then when I put the ribs, I'm gonna go live for that part. Let's get started and get this thing done. Alright, now it's time to put some holes around the side here. Go around the side. It shouldn't be as bad as that one right there was. Alright, so since this galvanized one's a little bit higher than, since this one here is a little bit about, just a couple inches higher than this one, I made some expanded metal to go on top here to try to lift this up a little bit more, to put more coals inside here, a little bit more air. So I think that's going to work. And going to get the coals inside here and get this thing inside the Bronco. I don't think I have to season this, so I'm not even going to season it. I'm just going to throw the coals in there, and that's going to be it. The concept is I have the air coming through the bottom here, keep this kind of solid right here so that it acts as a gravity fed charcoal basket, because that's what I'm doing this for, is to be a gravity fed. So hopefully the coals will filter down the bottom and the ash will collect and go out, and that's kind of the concept. So let's get started. Alright, y'all, so here you got some spare ribs right here. Gonna go ahead and trim these up real quick. Do a quick little trim job before the flies get to it. Got this piece of extra meat and grizzle and fat. Gonna trim this off. And everything else I'm pretty much gonna keep on here. I'm gonna try to keep these things, keep these ribs kind of long. I'm not really gonna trim nothing off them because I want to see how they hang down inside of the Bronco. Alright, so the only binder I'm going with today is just the water that I rinsed them off with. Just gonna do some salt. I'm gonna keep the membrane on. I'll probably take the membrane off later on, but I like keeping the membrane on. A trick I learned from Ken over at Heavy Metal Barbecue. This right here, I hooked the ribs up underneath the second bone and gonna hang that inside the Oklahoma Joe Bronco. All right, so this is the setup I have going on. All right, so I lined the bottom with some aluminum foil so that the drippings don't get the bottom all nasty. And then I used the ring that came with the Bronco to go around there. And then I laid this is the charcoal grate for your Weber kettle, for the bottom part of your Weber kettle. This is what holds the charcoal on. Hold on. I put this in the bottom on top of the ring for the Bronco. Okay, so I have the coals in the bottom there burning nice and hot. I had to relight them because they kind of like went out, and I got a piece of pear wood in here. Now I'm going to top it off with some fresh coals, and the idea is to let it burn down as a gravity-fed charcoal basket is the concept. They're hanging down along the side. The concept here is to be able to put whatever kind of meat that you want to hang down inside there, a brisket, whatever, and still have plenty of room down inside there to be able to hang them. Now it's time to put the coals on top. All right, just gonna give you all an update. It is 45 minutes in. We have a nice blue smoke coming up, nice thin blue smoke, which means it's burning clean. And right now the temperature is between 300 and 325. This is after 45 minutes. So everything's going pretty much according to plan. I'm going to be spritzing them here in just a little bit with just some plain water. That's all you need to spritz. All right, let's take a look at these when I spritz them. Looking beautiful. What I might do is, now I'm thinking about it, I'm going to switch these ribs around. I'm going to put the ribs the other way so the bones are facing towards the coals. I think that's going to be a better thing to do with this. So, but look at the coals. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. It's burning down, a gravity-fed type of situation. It's also burning that pear wood down there. Yeah, I like this. All right, y'all. So it's 12:30. It's been another 45 minutes. Look at them ribs. The things are looking fantastic. Look at those. Oh yeah. So it's been an hour, and I turned them, by the way, and the ribs are now facing towards the fire. All right, there we go. And I also threw another piece of wood, another piece of pear wood on there. All right, y'all. It's been about 2.5 hours. But what I like to do is I like to put my butter and stuff inside here, and the garlic. And I put it in my pan, and then the surface of the Bronco is nice and hot, and so it just slowly brings it up to temperature, and I like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this, put this over to the side, open this up, and do another spritz. And get ready. So starting to get some bone coming through, so that's good. The coals and everything's looking really good down inside there. Ribs are looking pretty good. And what I noticed about this mod is I don't have to have, I'll have to have it turned up all the way on the side. There we go. Generally, to get about 300 temps, I have to have this over here. I gotta have this right around about a 2.5. But right now I have it about a 1. So I just have it just cracked. And I'm getting temperatures between 300 and 325. So if you go to say probably like a half or maybe just a crack, you could probably get temperatures easily in 200. And it's been maintaining temperatures beautifully. I'm getting a nice clean burn. Everything's going according to plan. The ribs are probably going to be a little dark, but I don't care. Just got about a half hour to go, and I'm going to wrap these bad boys. So I will be back in about a half hour to wrap these. All right, y'all, it's time to wrap these ribs. This is what they look like, kind of dark. I kind of expected that, but it's a nice dark mahogany color. That's actually is the color that you want them to be. That's an awesome color. And here's what the coals are doing. So it's still burning from the bottom up to the top, exactly what I want. And it's starting to burn the wood. Nice clean burn. This is going exactly how I want it to go. Let's get these into some foil. Okay, so here's what they look like. Pull this hook out of there. All right, got the membrane here. Gonna get this membrane off. All right, y'all, it's been an hour and 15 minutes that these been wrapped. Let's go and get some Parmesan cheese on these. Look at that, Parmesan cheese. Now I made a full video on these. They came out fantastic. This really isn't about the making of these. It's more or less about how is the basket mod doing for the Oklahoma Joe Bronco. So far I am really impressed with it. That modification is just, and it's been humming, you know, right around 300, like between 285 and 300, 315 area, 325 a little bit, but it really hasn't moved out. Really hasn't moved a whole lot. You keep these, keep this kind of open. I love spare ribs. All right, close the lid. Gonna keep it here for about another half hour, 45 minutes. Let this cheese kind of melt, and then that's it. I'll put it in a pan and let it rest. Let them rest, and it'll be done. All right, so that's how many coals is left doing this this mod. Didn't really burn through a whole lot, so this mod, and it's still going. So they were talking, this is what, 5.5 hours? So about 5.5 hours, and they didn't burn through everything. Very impressed. All right, y'all, so that's it for this video. Thanks for joining me on the live I did earlier. Anyhow, the ribs, I'm not gonna do a taste test. The rib, I already did this before. They're absolutely amazing. So anyhow, this mod worked out exactly the way I wanted to do it. I don't know if I'm even gonna add more holes going up. I think the holes I have just around the bottom, then on the bottom side going up, I think that's all the holes I need, because this thing is being extremely efficient. So it's held between the, we'll say 275 to 325 now for 5 hours with very minor adjustments. And actually the adjustments that I'm doing with this mod are actually lower than what I do with the actual stock charcoal basket system that they have originally for the Bronco. So do I recommend you doing this mod for your Bronco? Absolutely. This is a winner. I appreciate y'all joining me. Like, subscribe. I'll see you next week. Ciao.